Alright, hello. July 29th I'm filming this. Don't know when it'll actually be finished, this room, but yesterday we picked paint colors and it's starting to come together. I'm so ready to have a much better workspace. My workspace is going right here against this wall, where this is just a mountain of junk at the moment, but it will not be a mountain of junk. Hopefully by the end of August, I would like to have this all sorted. I'm very excited to have a space for university, to have a space for YouTube videos. Future me, when you're editing this video, I hope you're excited as the me that is filming this video today.
Spoiler alert, yes, past 2020 version of me, I am still really excited about this room.
Now give me love. Now give me love.
Hey there and welcome to the channel. Today I'm really excited to have you here for this really cool video today. I really enjoyed making my gaming setup video back in January, February this year. There'll be a link in the description and in the card above as well if you'd like to check it out. I really enjoyed making that, and I wanted to make one eventually for this room here, my YouTube studio / work from home office. But the reason basically for this space is that I wanted to create something really special, mainly out of a sheer need because of the pandemic. I needed a work from home space that was separate and not my dining room. I needed something that was going to work, it was going to be peaceful, quiet, and not too distracting. The plans originally for this room started out as just a small desk, one monitor, and maybe a laptop or something plugged into it. But then when I started to create YouTube content and you guys were really supportive of my YouTube content, I thought, well, I really want to give this YouTube thing a crack, and that's what we're doing. The setup evolved into something more than just any old work from home space. It is my work from home space and my YouTube studio. Pretty much every video you've ever seen on this channel in the last 12 months has been filmed in here of some extent, or it's been filmed in the gaming setup, or it's been filmed in the front room because I'm random. But when I was making this setup, I knew to myself that I wanted to transition to filming everything in one space, to have one linear design and one purpose. And that's what we have here today. If you've been following my content for a little while, you will have seen it evolve this room slowly into what it is today, and I have it somewhere right now to pretty near perfect to what I wanted it to be. There will be times that I will go and make adjustments, I will make changes and things of that nature, but they'll only be small or minor, because what I've got right now works and I love it. So this video aims to pretty much run you through everything in here, what I'm using and how I use it and why I use it. So let's first and foremost talk about the major thing in this room, and that is the battle station behind me. The computer I'm using is my old Alienware Aurora R7 gaming PC that I used before swapping to my new R11 model. This model also has a 2080 Ti in it because it was the model that I was using previously. So it's well equipped for video editing, gaming if I do choose to. I don't really game in here very much though. But it's well equipped for any task that I need. Originally when I was doing my university Zoom classes on an old laptop, I was finding that sometimes the laptop was struggling to keep up with the demand of having a Zoom window with 100 participants potentially in it because it was a massive lecture, and having notes open and then a browser open as well. And that was mainly came down to the graphics card and slightly on the processor as well. When I was originally designing this setup, I was originally planning to just use the same old laptop, which was going to serve us fine with just one monitor. But then when I got the new R11 model PC, I thought to myself, well, why not put the R7 to use as well? And that's exactly what I've done in this room. And now onto the monitors. The monitors on the sides are two 25-inch Alienware monitors. These are the first Alienware monitors I ever had, and I still absolutely love them and cherish them. I always really loved the sleekness of these monitors and the fact that there was no border or harsh border edge around it. On top of that, the middle ultrawide monitor is an LG 21:9 ultrawide monitor. I've had this monitor for a very, very long time. It was one of the first monitors I ever really got in an attempt to upgrade my setup. And I knew I wanted an ultra wide in here if I could possibly do it. And I thought to myself, well, hey, I've got this one lying around that I've stopped using, so let's use it. You'll see a common trend in this space that the vast majority of this space is I've made use of equipment or pieces of technology that I've had lying around and that wasn't gaining any use. I didn't want to just totally put, you know, say the Aurora R7 computers totally to the side and never use it or touch it again when it's an amazing piece of technology. So I thought to myself, let's use it and actually proactively use it. Onto the peripherals, you've got my Alienware mouse that I was using before, the current Alienware series mouse, and a Logitech keyboard. Underneath that, you've got my St. Jude Play Live desk mat. I'm a strong supporter of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital over in Memphis. You would have seen me mention them tons of times on this channel now, whether it be the chair that I've gotten from them or the other desk mats that you would have seen. I love being able to rep them, and they make ginormous mouse pads too, so win-win. Now moving on to the actual physical desk itself. I use a standing desk in my gaming setup, but the standing desks are rather expensive and I didn't want to fork out that much money for another one. So we put to use my old original desk that I had in my gaming setup years ago. This desk was originally Dad's work table in the house when I was a kid. We did have an original home office, but we ended up tearing that down for a spare bedroom when a family member moved in. And when I wanted a desk for my gaming setup, we put to use a makeshift model of the wood you currently see behind me. It's a really nice desk. I really enjoy this huge, you know, wooden slab, and it's why I swapped from having the black gloss table in the gaming setup to having the matte wood that I now have. As you see with this table too, I really enjoy wooden tables. They look really nice and aesthetically pleasing too. Under the table, there's just a set of drawers and a bunch of power cables. It's not really cable managed yet. Hopefully one day it might get cable managed, but I'm just not that productive. Also on the desk, you've got textbooks and just general books and things of that nature that I've used for my university classes that I'm currently undertaking or have undertaken in the past. You've got a desk lamp, of course, because it's a workspace. I like having the desk lamp, and I really like the color that the desk lamp gives off against the wall, especially. Looks really nice. The headphones that I'm using are the Alienware 510H in here. I really like those headphones for this space. They give a really nice sound quality. Should also mention as well the microphone on the table. You would have noticed that the Audio Technica AT2020 is currently sitting on the little stand that comes with it, if you know about the microphone. I've long believed that the Audio Technica AT2020 is one of the best beginner entry-level microphones on the market. A lot of people really love this, and I'm one of those people that really love it as well. So I've got this plugged into my computer and I'm using it as my chosen designated microphone for my Zoom classes. Normally I would have a webcam on top of the monitor for the Zoom classes as well, but I've had to take it off due to another side project that I'll be doing shortly. But normally the webcam I'm using is the Logitech C920, which is a fantastic entry-level camera and just a really good starter. It's what I started streaming off of with it when I started using a webcam. I then upgraded to the C922, but I think this C920 does beat the 22. We've got to talk about the chair under my butt currently and that I normally work on. This is the Herman Aeron. Now you will know I've got an Aeron in the gaming setup as well. That one was brand new. This one is used and secondhand, and it's the older model, and I scored it for super cheap in an auction. I was just randomly browsing, and because I had recently bought the standard new one, it had given me the recommendation for this on an auction for only really cheap, and I needed something decent because it was just one of my old gaming chairs that was really starting to hurt my back beforehand. As with any of my videos, if you find yourself intrigued about something or a product in this video, there will be a link in the description below to where you can purchase it on Amazon or the next relative site. And if you have questions about anything in here, feel free to leave them in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer them. Now up above the desk on the wall is the shelves, and these are some of my pride and joy, I guess you could kind of say. If you have a look through them, through the footage you're seeing on your screen, there's little pop culture-y things that I really enjoy. There's tech products that I really have enjoyed and like the look of the box of. You'll notice there is a Batmobile up there because major Batman fan. There's also a Simpsons donut drink bottle that I bought at Universal Studios. I'm a massive Simpsons fan as well. And the picture up the top is a photo of me at 11 years old holding the WWE United States Championship with Kofi Kingston. They came to tour in Sydney and I went up on stage and I went, wow, that title looks cool. And he said, you want to hold it? And I went, yeah. and I got a little photo with me holding the title, which is one of the coolest things anyone of any kind of celebrity status, I guess, has ever kind of done for me, which is really, really cool. Under the desk, there's just a set of cabinets under there that I was using in the original setup, but then moved them when I renovated it last year. I needed somewhere to store papers, books, pens, things of that nature, and the cabinet that I've got does a really decent job of that. Off to the side here, you've got a window and the side cabinet table thing. I use it to store things that I use every day that I need easy access to due to the open nature of it, and I use it to put things that I'm working on, say on an unboxing video. I'll be using that bench quite frequently in interchanging equipment, camera lenses, and so much more. In here as well, I've got 4 studio lights set up, 2 Softbox white lights that I use for my general face lighting on my videos, and then 2 newly added RGB light panels. I've got one behind me right now lighting up the backdrop, and I've got another one that I'm not using at the moment. Having these RGB lights really adds an element of color, personality to my videos, content, photos that I do. Off to the side behind the camera as well now, we've got the recently added Nanoleaf canvas panels. I found these super cheap online recently in a sale, and I could not resist, and I wanted to have something to add to this wall other than just a picture of a beach, and the Nanoleaf canvas are actually really beautiful. I didn't really like the sound of a square Nanoleaf panel for the gaming setup, but in here I think it works really, really beautifully. Now, the other side of the room over here, I'm a little embarrassed of. It's very messy. So we're not gonna spend too much time talking about that because it's mainly a chair graveyard, and there is a small station with a TV and my PS2. I've only just recently perfected this, and as you would have noted at the start of the video, that original footage was recorded July 2020. It is now August 2021, and I've only just recently, just in the last few days, finished this setup totally. Obviously, it is still open to being upgraded and improved down the line, and I don't doubt that that will happen probably sometime in the near future. I'm really, really happy with having a setup like this that is separate. That way I can have a fine line distinction. There is a very clearly defined line. Okay, this one you use for gaming and streaming and some content production, and this one you use to do your university work, your university classes, and you use it as a YouTube studio. And it's also really nice to have something as well, because this room in the location of my house, it's pretty detached from the house. It is connected to the house, but it is an extension built on. We had an extension built on 10 years ago when a family member, as I said, moved in, and they no longer live with us, and this room was just collecting junk. As you would have seen, I didn't want it collecting junk anymore, and nobody else in the house wanted it collecting junk anymore, so we decided to clean it up, throw a bunch of stuff out, and turn it into something useful. I kid you not, the original plans were to have just one tiny little desk for nothing more than a keyboard and maybe a book on it, and one monitor for maybe my laptop to go into, and that was going to be it for the original plans. And then when I made the suggestion for what if we turned this into a secondary work from home space that could be multi-purpose and that anyone could get use out of, we went, okay, let's do it. And it's really nice having this space that is detached, that I can go and run away, do my own thing, and film here in peace and quiet. That's pretty much gonna wrap up this video, I think. I don't have too much else to say. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you all so much for the support as of late. Obviously you see this how this looks. I'm trying to basically mark this as the start of a new generation of my content, and hopefully consistent content once again, because university sucks. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing as well to the channel. I'm creating gaming, tech, and just generalized tech content here on YouTube once a week. Come join me in my Twitch chat as well. Stream 5 nights a week. There's a link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your time zone. And until next time, bye-bye.